right, ladies and gentlemen, you have waited all week.
Yeah, Boogie Page. Throwing it down for things BMX is ready. I know I am. Attack the ATB Airways. Let's kick it. All things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. And it's all things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All things BMX are streaming to you. So post up on your couch, screencast to YouTube. It's gonna be fun, it will be a blast. You gotta do much but kick back and relax. They coming to you live from a studio, or they might be at the track, man, you never know. So don't go anywhere when our rhymes are done, cause the show's just starting, let's have some fun. I said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All things BMX got the boogeyman's back, so I wrote them this track to send some love back. JT, Melissa, Chris and Paul, DJ Damon, can I get it entertain y'all? And I wonder who they'll have on the show as a guest. I bet someone good who's gonna impress. Guess I will just have to wait and see. Let's get the show going and start the party. I said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like, subscribe, kick back and relax.
Welcome to the All Things BMX show.
Hey, episode 125.
125, the Grant one is joining us this evening. None other than Will Grant himself. Our opening song is brought to you by the Boogeyman himself. We already got that link in this chat room for you. If you guys haven't done it, get over there, give him a follow, give him a like on Spotify. The kid's making big things happen.
Check out his stuff, man. He's got good stuff.
He's got the old T-Bone Hustle over on the T-Bone BMX website too. He did a rap for Brian, man. It's pretty cool,
man.
Yeah,
like it.
You guys don't forget to show some support this evening if you can by sending us stars. Evidently, somehow we get compensated one way or another.
Hey.
Somebody says that.
Hey, sooner or later, we'll get enough of those where we can get a new
this long article I read. It said that just give us your bank account. Facebook will pay you. And I said, well, here's my bank account.
Oh, yeah.
The show's chat is sponsored by the good people over at BMX Rocks Photography. They're probably hanging out tonight at Toledo Speedway race, and they finally got a race in with no rain.
Out there tonight? Yeah.
They are. Yeah. The chat question for tonight's show, what do we got? What do we want to ask? Who's your favorite Florida pro of all times?
Okay.
Favorite Florida pro of all time. Let's get in there. Let's get that chat room lit up. You guys tell us who your favorite Florida pro is of all time.
Go all the way back to the beginning.
Doesn't matter
today.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Let's break that question down. Currently living in Florida? Was it native born in Florida?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Here we go.
Yes.
Whatever comes to your mind.
You know what? If you associate that person with Florida, it counts.
All right.
You know what? You could take Alita, being she's on her way to live there.
All right.
There you go.
I'd take Alita.
Say that. She implied recovering there. It definitely didn't
She's
say.
moving there.
No,
we all know she's moving there.
Yeah.
It might not be. She might not know it yet, but she's moving there.
She's going to get mail sent there. That's all that matters.
Look, we're going to get snow in 3 weeks here in Michigan, so she's moving.
Yeah.
man.
Oh, my God. Don't say that ever again.
Yeah, man. Tonight's showcase is sponsored by the good people at Answer BMX. Melissa's world famous trivia is brought to you by the good people at Bombshell BMX Racing Systems. Make sure you guys check them out. Announcer Paul, he's MIA. Why? Because they're doing the Race Under the Light series out at Richfield Park now. DJ Damon is brought to you by our good friends at Truth BMX Products. And the birthday shout-outs are brought to you by On Two Wheels BMX. You guys, hopefully last weekend you got a chance to stop over and say hi to him down there at Louisville. And the show opening is brought to you by the good people at Gate 9 Custom Number Plates.
Hey, you can check out podcast version of the show, sponsored by Mega Design Group. Oh, I'm sorry, I screwed that up. Mega Design
You want
Group.
take two?
Yeah, start over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the show opening is brought to you by the good people at Gate 9 Custom Number Plates. Chris, let them know where they can watch and listen to the show.
Oh my gosh. All right, so check out the live stream version of our show, sponsored by Mega Design Group, and you can also get a podcast version of our show, which is sponsored by Dye Job Apparel. And with that, we're going to bring in our guest, Mr. Will Grant.
Oh, man.
And
Will, how's it going this evening, man?
It's another beautiful evening here in Florida. We just got back from the BMX track. Doing pretty good, man. How are you guys doing?
We are fantastic, and we're glad to have you join us this evening. We're looking forward to having you on. Excited to have you on, and we're going to start just like we do every week. Chris?
Hey, Will, how did you find out about getting involved in the sport of BMX?
I actually had an older brother I have an older brother that is 3 years older than me. And he had a friend that raced BMX, and he was a pretty troubled kid, or is a pretty troubled guy now, but he was stealing everybody's bikes in the neighborhood and bringing them back to the shed in our backyard and taking them apart and rebuilding them and selling them back in the neighborhood. And it was really, he wanted to race BMX so bad, and then I wanted to, do what my older brother was doing and, hang out with my older brother. And so we both got bikes and got into I just never quit, and he went on a different path.
Fair.
All right.
That'll work.
Fair enough.
How old were you?
I was about 9 when he started really wanting to get into racing, and I started racing when I was 10.
Okay.
All right.
Good deal.
Where are you? Are you originally from Florida?
I'm actually originally from Washington State. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
But yeah, from the Pacific Northwest. And I moved to Florida when I was like 7 or 8.
Man, you went from
But
one
I
part
started BMX in Florida.
Good Lord.
So I lived in Florida when I started BMX.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Man,
Yeah.
you went from one part of the country to the next.
Right? Coast to coast.
Yeah, literally the complete other side. And you can't get much more different than Florida to Washington State. Everything from the geography to the people to the politics to the roads to the climate, everything is just the opposite.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, you have snow up there.
Yeah, a lot of snow, a lot of mountains, a lot of really big trees.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
Well, that's cool.
All right.
What's your current home track that you claim as your own?
Well, I guess it's the track in our yard that
There
we're
we
trying to
go.
build, right? Or that we are building. But I'd say that I go to Sarasota BMX probably the most.
Okay.
And I go to Charlotte BMX once a week as well. And now that Oldsmar's back open, I've been going there about once a week. And Triple Creek is pretty close as well.
Okay.
Oh,
So
nice.
you got quite a few
Yeah.
pretty close to you. That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, that was one of the biggest reasons why we chose this area is we're so central to, just BMX. Everywhere we go in every direction, we got some really rad BMX tracks all over.
That is cool.
Nice. We are going to get into where you're at, and we're going to talk about the Aker Brand farm here in a little bit. And before we get into that, kind of tell us a little bit like how your timeline has looked in BMX. We know you started when you're about 10 years old. Kind of take us up to your intermediate career or your amateur career up to pro, and then where you're at now, and then we can talk about what's going on there at the Aker Brand farm.
Yeah, sure. So I started BMX when I was 10 or 11, and when I got into the sport, I actually excelled really fast in the sport. It took me 3 months to turn expert.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Shoot.
Yeah, well, I don't think that there was that many kids my age who spent as much time as I spent sprinting. You know, I had that older brother that I told you about where, you know, we were riding our bikes all the time around the neighborhood, and he was always starting a fight or robbing somebody or stealing something where we would just have to sprint for our lives. You know, like we were running from the cops almost every single day because we were just riding our bikes, and he would just steal something or start a fight. And, you know, I spent a lot of my younger years just sprinting away from something really fast. And then when I got into BMX, there wasn't that many kids who sprinted like that.
There, good training.
So I excelled really fast, and my first year, you know, I turned expert in 3 months, and then the next year after that, I actually got NAG 1 in expert.
Holy cow.
You know, and then I got sponsored by J&R. I started getting some nice sponsorships and some nice support, and then and that NAG 1 was an NBL. I didn't really start racing much ABA. You know, until I was like 15, 16. And then I got another NAG 1 title when I was 16, and I pretty much turned pro as quickly as I can. And growing up in the Florida series, you know, the Florida series, I'm sure you know, is awesome, and it's been awesome then.
Oh.
And, you know, I won the Florida title every year as an amateur. I got a regional title. I won Rock at Graham's one year, actually in some pajamas. You know, like a big onesie outfit that zipped from my, you know, like a Curious George baby blue onesie outfit.
That's what I'm talking
from
about.
my toe all the way to my neck. I actually won the Rock in 1 year when I was like 15. And then I turned pro when I was 16. Like pretty much as soon as I turned old enough to turn pro, I was sponsored by J&R and Kirk Morrison at the time. And every race I would ask him, like, come on, man, just let me turn pro. I'm tired of racing for track bucks, man. I want to make some money. And,
Right.
You know, in every race, he was just like, oh, I'm not sure if you're ready yet. And I think one race he spent out all night, and he came back a little rough, and, you know, he wasn't quite in his quick wits. And he said, you think you can win? I said, yeah, sure. So then he signed me up pro for Sunday. And I raced amateur on Saturday. And I had gate 8 in the main, and I was way out in front, and I slid out in the turn all by myself. When I was younger, I could not ride a dirt turn. I still probably struggle with it, but yeah, I slid out all by myself in first in amateur, and then I raced pro on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
How did you end up doing in your pro debut?
I can't remember if it was a 4th, 5th, or 6th. It definitely wasn't a win, but I felt like I could have won. But some guy fell on my back tire on the first jump, and I ended up like clipping out and something silly. But yeah, so it wasn't the great, but it wasn't the worst. But I was 16 years old, and I was excited to turn pro. And then actually 3 months later, after turning pro, I ended up tearing my ACL. And then that took me out for a year. And then my first race back after that, I actually retore my ACL. And then that took me out for another year. And then my first race back after that, I broke my heel. So from the time I was like late 16, early 17 to probably 19, 20, I was dealing with some injuries. You know, I never quit BMX, but, you know, I was out of the sport, you know, just healing from injuries, thinking about how I could get back into the sport racing as soon as possible. And then when I got healed up, I was about 19, 20, and been pretty much nonstop ever since, other than a few injuries and whatnot. But yeah, it's been pretty much my life. It's been pretty much my life for about 20 years now.
All right.
Wow.
Lost the light on you.
What are some of the sponsors and teams you've rode for kind of through that timeline? You said you rode for J&R. Was there anybody else?
Yeah, so I mean, I would say I rode for J&R pretty much most of my career growing up. Yeah, J&R was pretty much most of it. Then when I came back from that injury after being out for 2.5 years, I rode a chromoly bike called Syndicate, actually. I'm not sure if any of you guys have even heard of it. And then And then I think I went from there to a DK actually. And then I hooked back up with Kirk and started riding Speedcos, and all of Kirk's brands. And then I got hooked up with Stay Strong, where I was riding their bikes for a little bit. And then back with the DK. And yeah, right now I've just been like, myradar has been my number one, my whole pro career. Like, they're the one that has really made it possible, to live this dream. And I mean, I couldn't be more thankful enough for everything of the guys with myradar. They've stuck with me through injuries, through everything. And they're just, a lot like family. It's one of those brands that when you're in, you're really in, and they really take care of you. So, even when I went through some really gnarly injuries, when nobody was sure if I was going to be able to ride again, they stuck with me and started to try to create other things. We even started filming a show called Shifting Gears, where I get to travel around the country and do different outdoor activities and learn about the environment and the ecosystem and things that we could do in a better way that's good for the planet, so they're always looking for different ways that they can support me. And we work really well together, so it's a really cool brand, and I'm grateful to be a part of myradar. It's a dream come true with them, honestly.
That's cool.
So you're doing like environmental stuff with, is myradar an environmental company?
So myradar is a weather app, right? So it's a free weather app. You can pay for some more, detailed versions, like if you want to track hurricanes. But yeah, it's a weather app. So like, think of like a weather channel, but on your phone.
Okay.
But it's really detailed and it's really cool. And yeah, we just kind of found something where our values align, like we both really care about the environment, and we're really into nature and just doing what we can do to help our environment, and to help the earth. And yeah, it's really cool. So we just finished filming the first episode and I got to go snorkeling in the third largest barrier or coral reef in the world down in the Florida Keys. And, I got to see the corals firsthand and then kind of talk about why the coral reef is dying. And, it actually ended up being kind of a sad story because it turns out our oceans are dying. And a lot of people don't even realize that. But yeah, so I got to talk to a lot of the really awesome top marine scientists who've been studying corals like their whole life, and I got to learn a lot about the ocean and what are the things that are kind of causing the demise of the ocean life, and what are things that we could do to shift gears to just do in a better way as humans to kind of take some responsibility and, hopefully do things in a better way to leave a planet for our next generations,
Wow.
Is the show that you talk about you guys are doing, is that under the myradar TV?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
right.
So it hasn't aired yet. So it's actually in like 2 weeks. I'm actually invited down to their main office in Orlando, and they're gonna have a grand viewing with me and the people who made it, and they're gonna film like my reaction to watching it for the first time. And they're really awesome at what they do. Like I'm so grateful to be a part of myradar because everything they do it really, really well. Like even their t-shirts are like the most comfortable t-shirts. I got a super nice like waterproof hat, like that they custom made for me. It's like everything they do, they just do it really well. So it's really cool to be a part of that team and just learn how to create and learn how to do things with real professionals. So it's cool.
Wow. So everybody go to your app store and look up myradar.
Yeah.
Or click the link. Click the link in the chat.
If you race BMX, or if you do anything outside, like, I'm not trying to give you a shameless plug, but you probably want this app, if you're going to the, especially if you're in Florida and you want to know what weather is, it's cool because you can click on it and it can, it tells you the exact radar of what's going on at that time with, like hour by hour, predictions of what's gonna happen.
Think of all the TO time
really
that's
cool.
saved. You don't have to contact your TOs. You can just go to myradar.com.
Well, we know from
You wish.
we know from Nick Jones down there at Cape Coral, they're still going to contact TOs.
They still
But
contact the track, man.
He's actually the guy that turned me on to it. Was we were doing Brian Fell's BMX SX and or SX BMX event, and he turned me onto it because of the rain thing you were talking about. Like Nick was a really good salesperson for myradar himself, and he was like, "Look, dude, you don't he's like, just get rid of what you have. This is all you're gonna ever need, especially when you're in Florida, because it will tell you down to the minute when it's gonna start raining."
Yeah,
I'm going to get it.
It's not one of those things that you really have to like sell, because it kind of, it's one of those things that really just sells itself. You know, like I'm always surprised. I'll be walking in a grocery store or wherever I go, and I'm wearing a myradar shirt. I get stopped, not because they know who I am, but they're like, "Oh, do you work for myradar? That's like my favorite app." And I'm just like, "Really? Like a weather app is your favorite app?" Oh, okay. But like, I'm, like it's always like a fisherman or like a landscaper or like a pilot.
Oh, sure.
Like somebody who is really into it. And that's actually, I believe how he might have started it, because he flies planes himself, like the guy who made the company.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and he's really into computers. So yeah, he made an app in it, and it's doing really well.
Now, how did you end up introduced to them? Like, what did you bump into them in a store yourself? Like, how did they find you? How did you find them?
It was through social media.
Oh, okay.
So like earlier in my pro career, like I was one of the first ones on social media, because when I was injured from racing, I was doing like a lot of modeling and personal training and just a lot of stuff in the gym, which made my social medias kind of explode really fast before people really knew what social media was. And then he was on my Facebook, I believe. And like my follower count was just kind of exploding. And then he randomly messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm looking to sponsor an outdoor athlete. How much would it cost to wrap your helmet?" And I didn't really know what to say. But it turned out to be, still to this day, probably the best partnership and deal I've ever had in my life, and I'm grateful for every day I'm with them.
Very cool.
That is really cool. I mean, it's something different. It's not a bike company or a parts company. It's something outside of the sport of BMX, but it's still related because, like you said, we all care about the weather constantly, and we want to check it all the time.
Yeah, if you race BMX, like you probably want to use the app. Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right. We're going to have our chat check in here in a few minutes. There's a lot of people in there saying hi and giving shout outs to you. We'll check in just a second. And when we're done with our chat check in, we'll kind of move into the Aker Brand farm. Currently, what class are you running right now?
Dude, I don't even know yet, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I haven't even, I'm going to say pro open.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I haven't actually raced since last April. My shoulder came out on me pretty bad. So like I've had a couple shoulder surgeries. I had a rotator cuff surgery, and then I crashed in this end of state series last year, and my shoulder came out. Mm-hmm. And then DL, my coach, was actually right there, and he popped it right back in. And it kind of just felt weird. And then like the next race in Charlotte, I raced on Saturday, just kind of getting through the laps. And then I went back and jumped in the pool at the Airbnb to kind of get a little recovery on. And I'm swimming underwater, and I just hear, and I look up, and my arm is just hanging from my shoulder, like not connected. And it's some of the worst pain of my life. And then I just stepped out of the pool, and I just said, "Take me to the ER right now." And like, I don't go to the hospital unless something is out or broken or
obviously broken.
So when my friends like hear me say we're going to the hospital, they know it's not really a joke. So yeah. And
we were in Charlotte and they didn't even really know what to do. So I had to wait like 2 hours with my shoulder in the wrong spot. And then I ended up having a shoulder surgery to tighten it all back up in hopes that it wouldn't pop out anymore in June. And then I've really just been taking my time, not rushing back into racing because, dude, I've had some gnarly injuries for the past few years. And every injury that I had, I said, all right, this injury takes 6 months. So I'm going to schedule this race in 7 months. And I have this, like tunnel vision goal to get this race done. And then when I get to the race, I'm not 100%. And I ended up just chasing myself right back into an injury. So after this one, I'm 20 or, I'm 29 when this happened. So I said, here, let me just take my time and get my body healthy. And then at the same time, me and Jeremy Smith, bought this property and, we've had this whole goal to build this thing. So, I put all my time, energy, and effort into rebuilding this house, into making this farm. And then, I got the clear to ride at 100% about in January and February. And I've just been, for the first time in my life, riding my bike because I love riding my bike. So my whole life I've gone to the track and I've been just training for the next race. But now all of a sudden I just love riding my bicycle. So I've really enjoyed the time of just, going to the local practices and riding with kids and riding with other people and just having fun on my bike, with no pressure. And then, but I've been craving speed, like lately, like I've been craving speed, but unfortunately, like, me and Rain did a little Texas tour and my shoulder just popped out again. It was probably a month ago. We were doing a Texas tour where we're riding all these cool spots in Texas that Rain knows about and doing a bunch of camps up there. And I was just playing around on a trampoline, and I went to do a back handspring and it just came out and it wasn't pretty at all. But luckily I got it put back in pretty quick. And so now I'm kind of just doing my best to make sure this thing stays in, and I'm trying to get my body strong and my body healthy, and stable and durable and indestructible, so I will race again, and I'm getting closer and closer. I feel it. I just want to make sure that my body is ready. My mind is just getting about ready, but I just want to make sure my body's ready.
Hey, Will, check this out, man. The next time your shoulder pops out, I got a brand new DeWalt drill and some titanium screws. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, but you'd be surprised, dude. They've been trying that, man. Dude, I'm over the surgeries, man, because it's like, dude, I've had about 10 surgeries now.
Oh, I didn't say anything about a surgery. I just said I'm going to just drill it in place.
Well, that's a surgery.
You're going to sit there, you're going to have a towel and a shot of Jack, and I'm just going to just drill.
No, I think I'm going to take my chances.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'm with you. I don't know, Damon.
All right.
Hey, you'd be surprised at what skills.
Let me see you do it first.
Yeah, right. You first.
All right, we go live when I do it on Chris Beers.
We'll cut over, and this is a good time right now. We'll jump over and to Melissa, and she's going to do our first chat check-in brought to you by BMX Rocks Photography. And the chat's been going crazy since we started, so there's a lot of people in there. Let us know what's going on.
Well, just so I don't get in trouble, I'm going to say hi, Damon, hi, Justin, hi, Chris, because they all filled up the chat first here. We want to say hi, welcome to the show to Seth Sprang over on YouTube. We appreciate you tuning in. Rick Carter of Beer Budget BMX is with us. He said, let's get it. He's in the driveway changing a camshaft, and that's what she said. Chris Allen, our good friend from DeSoto, Texas, is also with us this evening. That's kind of a special treat for us.
What's up, Chris?
We know how busy he is down in those parts of Texas. Let's see. Sean Gifford of Dye Job Apparel. He is with us over on Facebook. Welcome. Mike Miller, also over on Facebook. Victor Alvarez, want to say hi. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Speaking of, Mr. Brian Fell, Mega Design Group. He's over tuned in on YouTube. We appreciate you.
Dude, what's up, Brian?
Let's see. Oh, Billy from Gate 9 Number Plates also tuning in. We appreciate you. Kim Benson Fugger from the Moms BMX podcast show. Welcome. We're excited she got to tune in tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Check them out.
Yeah. She's familiar with all you guys. Boy, we even have a special shout out to Mr. Robert Cardoza, who is tuning in all the way from the United Kingdom, where he's over there on vacation with his beautiful bride, hanging out, he's been sharing some of his adventures with us, and they are having a blast.
Robert, go enjoy England. Don't watch us.
Well, it's nighttime there, I think, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. It is.
Yeah.
It's like 5 hours ahead of us.
He's probably half tucked into bed. Mike Melvin also tuning in over on Facebook. He is the other half of the Beer Budget BMX show. We welcome you. Mike Miranda, or otherwise known as Hollywood to most of us, the Dirty Knobs podcast. He's tuning in on YouTube.
Hollywood.
The most recent birthday boy, Dave Dortona, is over on YouTube with DB Sports World. Thanks. What's up? Let's see. They're just chit-chatting about watching Rain make sandwiches, so I'm just kind of cruising through that. They all wanted Rain to make them something. Brian says that you should shave your beard to save the environment.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But then he also finishes with myradar. They're great people. Nick Jones, TO of Cape Coral BMX, is also in there, and he was kind of also echoing some good shout-outs to myradar. I'm guessing they use that pretty extensively.
Yeah.
Mr. Al Roybal, all the way from the West Coast, tuning in. He says, "What's up?"
Roybal.
We haven't heard from him. Yeah, Mike. Oh, Ray Gomez also tuned in. He says, "Hey, Will, ramen noodles?" Says hi from Okahili.
Yeah, I know ramen noodles.
Okay.
What's up, dude? One of my favorite little rippers from West Palm.
Well, there you go. He's listening.
Well, I shouldn't say little anymore. I think he's taller than me.
Yeah, that happens just in a blink.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maurice Adams also tuning in. Thank you. We appreciate you. He says he just got done teaching some local riders. He's watching us now. Ray said he's going to see you on the 18th for your clinic. So there you go.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Dave, I'm not saying that on the air. I think I am.
Did you get the one from Mike about his dislocated shoulder?
I probably did not read that.
Mike said dislocated shoulder, it'll buff out.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you're right.
That's Mike Miller.
I did read right over that.
It'll buff out.
It'll buff out.
Justin Labrie says, "What's up, Will?" Robert says 1:30 over in the UK right now. 1:30 a.m.
Oh, so it's normally like not even as late as he
so
keeps us up on the after chat.
Yeah.
It's normally he's behind us.
Cardoza, you better be in the after show.
Right.
All right, well,
Thank you, Melissa.
That catches me up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If anybody's got any questions for Will, don't hesitate to put them in the chat. We'll get them out there.
Yeah. Let us know where you're listening.
And appropriate questions, please, because I'm not going to read that shit.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. And thank you to BMX Rocks Photography for sponsoring our chat. All right. Now we kind of talked about the myradar a little bit there. And I really want to jump in and have you kind of explain what the Aker Brand farm is, what the Aker Brand is itself. What do you got going on there? Tell us a story about the house you and Jeremy got a hold of out there, and the farm itself too that's there.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's pretty much the lifelong dream just happening, man. Like, we're trying to build something really cool, not just for ourselves, but, for our friends, for each other, for the sport, for the BMX community. And, we're just trying to build our dream paradise and share it, And so, yeah, me and Jeremy Smith went all in 50-50, and we got 10 acres over here in Myaka City, and we're building a sort of BMX training campground, spot, as well as a farm, so one of the most important aspects to an athlete is high quality nutrition, and, not only with the prices at the grocery store, but, it's hard to get really high quality stuff at the grocery store. And I think, so we're got some chickens going on, and we have some plans for some cows, and we got some, fruit trees planted, some peaches and some bananas and some papayas. Luckily in Florida, things grow really fast and they grow really well. But yeah, we're definitely building a spot that I wish I had when I was 15. I'm trying to build the spot that I wish I had when I was a 20-year-old pro, when I was 21 years old. And, it's creating a really awesome opportunity to where we're getting these athletes that are 15, 16, 17, 20, 21 years old. And, we get to share the things that we wish we had somebody telling us when we were 19 years old, but at the same time, we're also learning from these riders, so every time, that we have a new rider coming in from a different country, a different culture, we learn so much together. And it's just a really awesome opportunity, what we call connect, build, and nourish, right? So we're connecting with each other, we're building each other up in a way that nourishes ourselves, each other, and our environment and the communities that we're involved in.
Wow.
Nice.
All right.
Who came up with the idea?
Dude, me and Jeremy have been talking about this
so both of you guys, huh?
For so long, I remember when, Jeremy first moved in, I just realized that he made everything that I did better, even from my house, from like washing the dishes, he, went back and he did them better, like if I try to do something in the yard, like he went and just put his little sprinkle on it and just made it so much better. And I remember driving to a race and I told him one time, I said, dude, one of my biggest goals is by the time I'm 30, I hope to own a company or be involved in a company where I can just afford to have you in it, involved in some way, whatever way that is possible. And sure enough, to make that happen, now we're 50-50, like part owners in Aker Brand. So it's really cool because, he's just an awesome person that, it's really cool to see that everything around him is just constantly improving and constantly getting better. So I'm grateful to be around him and to start this project with him. And, it's really just a group of friends, like building our dream, so we got a cool spot and we rebuilt this whole entire house, because the house was pretty dilapidated when we bought it, like the whole land, we got a good deal, right? and with a good deal comes a lot of work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was my first
we spent
house.
the first few months just bush hogging and cleaning up, like it was loaded with trash and, just a big mess. And then Jeremy's family came down and, helped us rebuild the whole entire house. And, before the house was even done, we were ordering dirt, trying to plan out the track and, what we're going to do with that. And we got the gym going in the back, like you see in that photo, like, the back little porch thing is our gym that works pretty good for about 4 or 5 athletes training at the same time. And then we have that bunk room that has 6 bunk beds that we're renting out to, athletes, from junior age to elite age, like serious athletes who are wanting to live like a pro and learn how to live like a pro and build and grow with us.
That was a first. I have never seen a cow next to a BMX track before. Go back to that. Right
Yeah,
there.
that's one of my favorite photos.
Is a first ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, we actually have like a laminated piece of paper on our fridge that is like chore day, like a once a week chore, and that's the background of the photo of just the cow putting his head in the track, saying that we have to vacuum once a day and mop once a week.
That's hilarious. Well, I sort of wondered if you kind of ran things like you mentioned the bunkhouse as sort of like a work to ride kind of situation where you have the guys help out around the farm.
Yeah. I mean, everybody here contributes.
Perfect.
Like if you're here, like that's part of the process is learning, how to contribute with your environment, right? So, it can be really difficult if you're one of the people who just like to sit on the couch and scroll on your phone and not do anything.
Yeah, right.
It's a pretty tough environment for that. But like, if you really want to help and you really want to get better and you really want to learn, it's a great place because that's what we're doing and that's where our focus and attention is building each other up and getting better and learning how we can best nourish ourselves and our environment and our community. That's the before and after pictures from our kitchen is insane.
I was flipping through the two of them.
That was the same place.
And let me put this
Can
full.
you make that big? Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry. I got to go full fourth screen. Give me 1 second. Here we go. And it's, so here's the.
That's before.
Yep. And then here is the after.
Oh, yeah. Huge change.
Holy cow.
Yeah. That's.
And then that's where the guys were making sandwiches while we were first talking with you, right?
That's where we started the show.
Yeah.
That's
very cool.
I had to.
Very nice.
I kept flipping between the two because I wasn't 100% sure. I had to find the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some like amazing work you guys did, by the way.
Oh, dude, we gutted this house, man. The only thing that we really kept was the concrete floors and the brick walls, man. Like,
wow.
Yeah, and there was some good wood trusses in the roof as well. But we got all new roof, insulation, AC. Rebuilt 3 bathrooms inside the house. Rebuilt, I mean, everything. The whole kitchen, the whole bathroom. Built the bunk room. Yeah, it is a big art project.
My goodness, that is really something. All right, I have a question for you. Aker, what does that stand for? Something? Where does that come from?
Well, we talked about getting acres for so long. You know what I mean? It's like, we're going to get some acres and we're going to build a track and build a place to invite all of our friends. And then, and then when we got the place, when we bought the property, we didn't even have a name yet, but we've been planning this for 3-4, I think we looked at properties for maybe 2 years, like the last year really intense, but we were planning this for probably 3 or 4 years, and then when we got the property, we didn't really know what to say or call it, but we were just talking about how we finally got some acres, and then, so we were, really couldn't think of a name for a while. And I think the first person to say Aker as a name was one of the first riders that we would have stay with us from Costa Rica named Maddie Hernandez. So I'm going to give credit to Lil Maddie because, Lil Rico deserves this. So I think he's the first one that said Aker and we all loved it and it all stuck. And then Aker Brand, here we are.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's funny how things happen like that. Like nicknames. You can't just come up with your own nickname. It just sort of happens one day.
Nah, the streets take your nicknames.
Yeah, exactly.
That's totally, you know where I got that from. That's a TV reference right there, but it's true life.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't make up your own nickname, so
no,
things just come up like that.
From inception to now, how long have you been working on the Aker farm itself? How long's that been?
Well, we closed on this property September 22nd last year. So, so it's been almost exactly
almost a year.
1 year since we've closed on the property. But like I said, this has been a written down goal for probably 4 or 5 years, where we were building this plan and building this, like whole idea of, how can we create a place that is good for us, good for the sport, and that'll also give back to the sport and help us like transfer on everything that we've learned through this process to the younger generations of the sport. So it's been a plan for a while, but it's been almost 1 year since we got the keys to the place.
Wow.
Man, you guys have done a lot of work in a year.
But the blueprint
That's
was already
impressive.
there. Yeah.
Dude, it's been nonstop, and like, and that's why it's like, I had that surgery in June, and then a lot of my physical therapy was the physical labor of building this house,
Yeah,
Sure.
Nice.
So it's like,
Right.
I put so much of my energy and my willpower into, like this became like my full-time job. And, like, that's why I'm so grateful for myradar for just making, like my bills are still paid, like, it's not like they fired me. Right. So like,
Right.
my bills and everything were taken care of, and I could just put my head and focus on what I'm building and what we're building, so, like, again, huge thanks to myradar for making my life possible.
Absolutely.
And then just being able to make this not only a full-time job, but just, 7 days a week, like all day, every day. Like, this is what's on the mind, is how can I build this place to be really cool for, this sport and other people who want to connect and build with us.
Okay, so you're sitting on what, 12 acres? You said
10 acres.
Oh, 10 acres.
10, yeah.
All right, do you
10 acres, but we're gonna get this 4 acres next to us
Okay.
too. Like I'm saying this like as of right now it's impossible, but like this
Putting
is
it
my
out
that's how my head works. Like
It's in
like,
the universe now.
Is it?
yeah. I'm saying it out into the public. There's 4.7 acres right next to us.
All right.
It's already got our name on it.
Okay, is there a spot for Chris to land his helicopter whenever he gets it fixed?
Yeah. Hey, I think we got to get a mower and mow out a little patch for you, but like,
I mean,
we can make it happen.
What it is, he's going to write it down. He's going to write it into existence that it's going to get fixed.
Okay.
And he's going to look at it every day. It's like, okay, the helicopter is going to
Finally
get
gonna
fixed.
get that sumbitch fixed.
Either that or
Hey,
come
that'll
into
be
fruition.
so cool.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be so cool. We'll go live on everything if you drop a helicopter.
There you go.
Drop
There
it
you
right on the first straight of our track.
No, we don't want to mess up the track. Just a nice little spot over in the corner somewhere.
No,
for
we're
him to
not
land.
messing up the track.
All right, over by the chickens.
Yeah.
Yo, we just got
some lemon
Or-
pepper for the chickens.
over 4 million bees.
Wow.
Whoa.
Bees.
Yeah, like I had a
Oh,
beekeeper
bees.
come out this morning.
Buzz.
Hey, it was a long day, dude. I'm up at 5:30 a.m. working bees.
You know,
Yeah.
you had me till you said
Wow.
bees, man. I was going to come down, but me and bees don't get along.
That's a commitment.
No, they're honeybees, dude. They're giving us the most delicious honey. Hey, and they're way out in where we call the wild north. So it's at the very top of our property,
Look.
like kind of away from everything, so you can't even really see it.
Wow.
But it's pretty cool to have 4 million bees populating and and
Do you have like a
pollinating?
what are they?
The
And then
hive.
at the end of the
Oh, yeah,
year,
they have to.
we're supposed to get a couple cases of perfect Aker Brand, real local, organic, raw honey.
I'm going to tell you like this.
Superfood to an athlete.
Yeah,
If-
that is.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if you want to see a 5'11", 250-pound black man scream like a little bitch, put some bees around him.
I'll keep that in mind.
Get your cameras out and just watch, because I'm gonna scream like a little girl.
I got an activity on the cruise that's going to do the same thing. Hey, are they in like a house or something, or do you just like
hive.
No, I mean like a.
No, they
are
roam
they
free.
are they or they don't fly away?
No, the territorial.
No, have you ever like seen
Wherever the queen is.
You know, like those little boxes?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, like you'll see them on the side of the highway or like on cow fields all the time, where like it's just it's almost like the size of like a dresser drawer,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like these white boxes, and yeah, like it's their home where they fly around all day and pollinate the flowers, and then they come home at nighttime and they just sleep in there and make us honey.
They don't leave the queen. If the queen moves, then they will
move.
leave. But otherwise,
So
they
this
stay
guy
right
or
there.
company lady, they brought all these bees out and just were like, "Here you go," and they just stay there and make honey.
There's probably a couple queens.
I actually met this dude at Charlotte BMX, right? Like he
Okay.
brought his kid, right? His kid was just starting BMX, and yeah, he told me he's a beekeeper. I'm like, oh, that's cool, dude. I'd love to have bees on my property. He's like, oh, well, that's what I do. I was like, well, do I get honey? And then he's just like, yeah, that's kind of the payment. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So he has bees these bees specifically, I believe they work the almond fields in California. So they pollinate like all the almonds in California, and then during the winter time, or during now, they bring them to Florida so they can continue to make more bees. And because I guess if it's colder, I mean, I'm no beekeeper, so I could be wrong on this, but
you're learning.
yeah, but if it's colder, they don't make any more bees, so it's good to bring them in Florida during the winter time. So then 4 or 5 million bees might turn into 8 million bees, so then they have more bees to then go pollinate the almonds, so then we could all have almonds.
Do they transport them back and forth, or are they there for good at your place?
No. So like they'll probably be
the bees will be.
Yeah. They're not a permanent guest. Like Rain is our only full-time resident. Yeah.
They're just passing through. They've landed there. They're on vacation, procreating.
Yeah, like most workers and most athletes, they'll stay for a couple months and then they'll go back to where they're from.
They're just there
other
to
than
make
Rain.
these.
He's our full-time horse. He's our full-time pony here at the farm.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
There's our new learning for today.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting fact for you. The February race at South Point coincides with the National Beekeepers Association.
Oh, really? They have like a convention there?
Yes.
Yeah.
At the South Point
I am not making this up. I got in an elevator with like 30 of them, and somebody saw
like bees?
I had something on that said Michigan, and I happened to be in the elevator with like 7 people from Michigan, and they were like quizzing me where I was from. And I was like, "What are you guys doing here?" And they were there for the National Bee Convention went at the same time as the National for South Point.
Hey, we as a species need bees. Bees go away, we die.
Yeah, bees are actually super duper important, so we need bees.
Yeah.
We don't have an option. We
Yeah.
got to protect them.
You need to get some bees back here in the back.
I'm good on that.
Yeah.
What you need is chickens. I'm telling you, chickens are the easiest, best pets. I believe everybody needs chickens. Every BMX track should have chickens.
The HOA would really love it.
Yeah, our HOA is going to shit on that idea. I'll tell you. So I actually have.
If you're in an HOA, you just got to move so you can get chickens.
Well, right down the road, we at a friend of ours, we've been building a little backyard track. They have chickens and they have ducks. And
That's sweet.
He's like, "Come over, help me dig." I'm like, "Okay." So I go over. He's like, "You want some eggs?" I'm like, "I know, growing up in a little small town, like you can get eggs from someone growing chickens. You take them." And so we got some duck eggs and chicken eggs, and now it's like I'm over there like some fiend.
Aaron, we need more duck eggs.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'll be like, I take the things, the cartons over. I'm like, "You hook me up, bro. I brought you some cartons. I even brought my own cartons." And he does, and they're amazing.
Every BMX track, every family, every house needs chickens. I honestly truly believe this. Like, they're the easiest pets. They're easier than a dog. They're easier than a cat.
Yeah, but
they're workers. They're like so productive. They take all your food scraps and all your garden scraps and all your weed scraps and literally turn it into fertile soil and nutritious eggs.
Yeah, but then you got to harvest them at some point in time. That's a little hard.
I got you.
What do you mean?
Well, if you're gonna eat them.
No, he's talking about egg like where they just make the eggs. You don't actually.
Eventually they stop though.
But you don't actually eat the chicken.
They
you just make
slow
eggs.
down, but I mean, like, there is no I think more loving, caring way to eat chicken than to eat a chicken that you've cared for your whole life.
All right, I'll give you
had
that.
A good life.
Yep.
And know that it's had a good life and maybe one bad moment.
There you go.
As opposed to if you're buying chickens from like the grocery store or like going to McDonald's or just like any sort of restaurant, like those chickens are in like concentration camps.
That's true.
Will, you have a very good point. Yes, you make a very good point.
For us to have our own chickens, that's kind of like almost like a rebellion of like, hey, like we want to do it the right way of like, we want to create an environment that's good for the chicken, that's good for the land, that's good for the human, as opposed to like if you got chickens, cooped up in a concentration camp factory, that's not good for the chicken, that's not good for the planet, and that's not really good for us either, right? If we're going to eat a sick and stressed animal, we're just going to become sick and stressed, so we want That's my dog right here.
Okay.
But we want to have happy, healthy, strong animals and give those animals a really good life, a better life than they could have anywhere else. And, as we nourish them, they nourish us.
Yeah,
and,
I
and
like
that's
it.
So
what
are
we're
you
building
saying?
on here.
So are you saying your chickens are not going to get stressed out when I show up with a bottle of Frank's Red Hot and some lemon pepper seasoning?
Nah. Hey, if you roll up to my chickens with that, they will all swarm your feet and want to bite. Hey,
Not a problem.
Like I said, they live good lives. It's one bad moment and they don't even feel it.
Right.
All right.
Good point.
Yeah, you have
It's
a
so
particular.
quick that they don't even know.
You have a particular type of chicken, breed of chicken.
Honestly, so the chickens that we got, there was like a shortage on chickens when I went. So I literally just went to like 3 different places and try to get different varieties. And I was just asking what are the best egg layers that I could get.
Right.
So like it wasn't like a specific breed that I was looking for, but more of a function of like, hey, I want chickens that are just going to be really good egg layers.
There you go.
There's a place about a mile from the studio that sells chickens.
Yeah.
What's the name of the place, Justin?
Rural King.
Yeah, Rural King.
Rural King. It's right across the street.
Yeah.
Not even a mile, man. It's
Yeah.
like 50 yards.
Hey, cows are next for us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Other than this BMX track, right? Like the BMX track right now is the main focus of building. But other than that, we're fixing up some fences and we're closing some fences and we're actually getting a steer and we're getting a pregnant cow as well. So, start our own little herd. And, one of my biggest goals with this is I not only want to feed myself and my friends, and my family, but I want to be able to feed the athletes who are coming in here with, the highest quality food that, that we can possibly get. And there is a difference in nutrients. There is a true difference in quality when you get a local grass-fed cow compared
100%.
to a factory lot cow that is getting pumped with a bunch of antibiotics and hormones and and grain, as opposed to like and in the same way that it's going to be a healthier cow and it's going to give us healthier nutrients, it's actually really good for the land to have cows on the land. So like that's one of the fastest ways to regenerate and to heal land is by moving cows, by grazing them across the pasture, actually. So like it actually helps sequester carbon into the soil and builds up, soil health and, the organic matter in the soil that helps you to grow food a lot easier. And this property that we bought has been used for cows and hunting for like the past 100 years. So it's pretty sweet.
Wow. Nice.
Plus, in Florida, if you have cows on your property, you get tax breaks.
Oh yeah, we're saving like $1,000 a month on that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there you go.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude. That's why when you drive around,
it's $1,000 a month that we're saving.
Yeah.
For using our land for cows.
That's why when you next time you're down there, there's this random
amazing.
plots of land that have like 1 or 3 cows wandering around, and they're getting a tax break on it.
Yeah.
They do that for horses too.
That's good for the land. It's good for the people. It's good for the cow. That's a good for everybody's situation. I like that.
Hey, we got a couple commercials we're going to do real quick, and we come back, we're going to run through some BMX questions, and then we have Name Association that we're going to do. All right? So we guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We have a few commercials as DJ Damon takes us out.
Sen kalk mimini mikrofonunu get bak Jack burada diktafonunu tak kağıt kalem bir de ilham alınacak tam gaz çapız havada düşmana buna çıkalım bakalım hadi bu bedalı kazanalım.
We started in the Midwest. Now we about to take it all over the world, baby. This is the pinnacle.
Oh, we are back. You got that rock vibe going on tonight back there, don't you?
Yeah, just on something different.
Oh, there you go. All right. All right. So before we hit commercial break, we were talking a little bit about getting some cows on the property, and we kind of wrapped up about what Aker Brand is. I know you guys got apparel, and I've got the link in the chat. Is there a specific place somebody can go and like mail order it, or is it more just see you guys in person?
I mean, it's mostly us in person.
Okay.
But akerbrand.us, you can buy some bucket hats, and we made an Aker jug, like a half-gallon water jug. It's really cool. And a stainless steel Aker shaker, so like a protein shaker that you can go to akerbrand.us and purchase all that stuff. And yeah, all those proceeds go to what we're building here, like on this BMX track, and coming out with more products, and just trying to build some cool stuff for the sport of BMX, man.
So help the guys out. Go to the website, check it out.
All right,
We're gonna drop it in the.
Yeah, I got it up here.
We got some cool things coming too. We're working on a race jersey that is pretty much done, and we're also working on a basketball jersey. Do y'all want to see a sneak peek?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yes.
Yeah.
World premiere.
Okay. All right. So Chris, when
World premiere. Look at this.
Oh,
nice.
That's killer.
let us know about that one that comes out. I'm going to order one of them.
That is cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got big boy sizes?
Oh yeah, it's gonna come in the sizes. It's gonna. Hey yo, but I gotta give. I'd say 99.9% of the credit to Jay Smooth on that one. Jeremy Smith is, like I said, very impressive human being, especially when it comes to design and style. Like, I don't know how he does it, but he's got the skills. And, yeah, so he really did pretty much all the design on this, and he just knocked it out of the park. And it's not done, so that's just actually, just a prototype sample, that we're working on, and then we make some, wear it for a while and make some critiques and changes to make it better, and then when they're done, you'll see. But the race jerseys they're coming out very soon. Like, the design is done on those. We're just waiting on the boat.
Waiting on the boat.
I love that photo with Rain with the locks flowing and he's feeding the chickens.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's classic.
Yeah, that was funny.
So we can talk about your clinics you're doing. Because I noticed you got them here on the site. And what else you guys do? And how often are you doing these?
Dude, we do those pro coaching events as often as we possibly can. And like, that's a good way to stay updated on those. So because all the boys are about to go to Columbia, it's kind of just me for this month. But yeah, so a lot of times it's me, Jeremy, Rain, and then, if Bugsy's here, like Bugsy will be out there. So yeah, we're doing as many camps and clinics, as often as we possibly can. If we're not gone at a BMX race, we want to be at the BMX track and riding with some kids and, just connecting and building up the sport, right?
That's
Absolutely.
great.
Good deal.
And it's real. I put the link in the chat to the site so you can get in. We're looking at the half jug, half gallon
this
jug.
is one of my favorite things right here, and I'll give you a little background on this. Like, so it was so many races where at the end of the weekend, we would be packing up our stuff and there would just be half drank empty water bottles everywhere.
Yeah.
Like people will take two sips and they just throw it and they don't know if it's there. So then they grab another one, and then at the end of the weekend, we went through 3 or 4 cases of waters and maybe only one case was actually drank, And it's just like, especially after all the stuff I learned in the Keys with myradar, it's like the one-time use plastics are like so bad for the turtles and so bad for the ocean life and just bad for the planet.
Yeah.
So like, but then on top of that, it's not just for the planet, but then I started learning as well as when you're drinking out of those plastic water bottles, especially if they're super bendy, you're getting plastic inside your water, like they're just now starting to find microplastics in like every human now and like every fish and like everything. So to drink out of stainless steel is actually improves your water quality. Something as simple as that. Like, so I was kind of thinking, what is something that we can create that would be good for us and good for the planet and kind of good for everything. And we're always carrying our water, right? So we're always need a water, and instead of just constantly drinking out of plastic, now we got that thing, and it's been sweet.
And you got your stainless steel insulated shaker.
Yeah, there's Bugsy right there. Yep.
Does he have a Bugsy hat? Is that what's in there?
Yeah. But Bugsy actually has his own line of stuff. He actually has a beanie. It's pretty cool. I'll wear it. Hold on.
All right.
Bugsy's got some cool stuff. Bugsy's got some style, man. But yeah, like he's got beanies. He's got some hats. You got to check out Bugsy's social media or something like that to kind of tell you where it's at. But yeah, it's pretty cool. He's got a really cool logo on there. You can see that.
Yeah, that is pretty. I like that.
Go the other way.
The graffiti style. Yeah.
Bugzy. Was that it?
Yeah. B-E-G-E.
It's amazing down in Florida. They need a hat like that.
Yeah, do you guys do you even wear hats like that in Florida?
That's cool. It's in style.
Yeah, I mean,
it don't matter the weather. Yeah, it's all about the fashion statement.
No. Hey, down here in the country where we moved out here, it gets 10 degrees warmer and 10 degrees colder than where we were living up by the coast. Just because we're a little bit further inland.
Yeah.
So we got like 3 freezes last year where it was like under 32 degrees. I was actually sleeping in a tent. Too.
Oh man, times is hard.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if you guys seen that or know that. So we closed on the property, last September, but the house didn't become livable until February, right?
Wow.
Rain moved in the house actually before I did. I was sleeping out in the tent for like months while we rebuilt the house, and then it took me a minute, because I really enjoyed sleeping out in the tent. Actually, like I loved it. So I was actually the last one to move in the house.
I didn't want to give up the outdoors, right?
No, I didn't. But I had to. I think the final straw was like ants invaded my fire ants invaded went through the bottom and invaded my tent, and it ruined my tent, and so I came inside.
So how did you manage when only 3 freezes last year, man? I'll take that.
Oh, dude, it was it was an experience, like it really was. But on the coldest nights, I was prepared, Also, I have a really good app that tells me when the weather's coming, right? So like I knew it was going to be cold, so I had all my blankets, I had all my warmest stuff, and like it wasn't so bad. Like it was an experience where like you definitely did something that you probably never did before, right? But then after a couple times it wasn't bad. What was the worst was when it was like 40 degrees or 45 degrees and I just underestimated it, right? So I was like, oh, it's not going to be freezing, so I'll just be good with these shorts and a t-shirt and one blanket, and then all of a sudden my toes are just freezing all night at 40 degrees.
Oh
but it was a really cool experience, and I learned a lot, and I honestly I'm probably going to get another tent for this winter, to be honest.
Good times.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Crazy.
At 40 degrees, I'm still walking around in a windbreaker jacket. This is it? This all we got?
We're good.
We good.
No doubt.
Hey,
That's
but 40
still short
degrees is
weather.
colder in Florida. I will admit, there's something, I don't know if it's because it's wet and rainy here, but I swear a 40 degrees in Florida feels way colder than a 40 degrees in Tulsa. I don't know why. I'm sure probably my radar does, but
right.
But I don't know why, but I've always noticed that.
See, you've been gone from Washington way too long now.
Well, most of his life.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So you can really feel cold.
Washington, as often as I can. I actually love cold. I love cold weather. We went to Switzerland one year where me and Jeremy did a Euro tour, and it was pretty sweet. And it was April where all the mountains were melting into the river, so it was the coldest water ever. And there was this lake in Switzerland where I jumped in, and it was the coldest I've ever been in my whole entire life. It was 5 degrees. But so I actually love cold. Cold is one thing that probably one of the biggest things I miss being in Florida all the time.
I had a question come in before the show. Actually, I think it came in yesterday. So I wanted to ask this one for you, but I feel like we should go through the name association first because the person asking the question is actually in the name association, and I got thinking I'd kind of like to see the reaction before I ask the question. So there's your build-up. So with that said, we're going to go into name association, and Chris is going to kick us off.
Is this sponsored by anyone?
No,
we don't have sponsors.
Sponsored by your broken-ass helicopter. All right.
If I had one.
First thing that comes to your mind when you hear the name.
Just exactly. First thing you associate with this person that we're gonna throw the name out.
All right.
Oh God, I hope I don't say something.
Oh no, that's the best part.
Well, we want you to. That's actually the goal.
Oh, that's the trick, huh?
Don't worry, we'll edit it out later.
Yeah,
Right.
live.
Yeah, we edit out live. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, you ready, bud? Here we go. Zach Van Kamen.
Dude, I don't even know that guy. He looks like a turtle. I don't know. I just see a turtle, but but I don't really know Zach very well, right? So like he seems like a really nice guy, a really awesome guy, you know. And I've talked to him a few times. He's always been super nice. But yeah, for some reason he just reminds me of a turtle. I like turtles.
Okay,
I like turtles.
Rain Lateford.
Just a horse, you know. Like he's the Aker Brand pony.
I love that nickname, by the way. Like we're gonna get that with it somehow. Yeah. We're getting that one international.
That's got to be on a jersey or something.
Yeah. All right, Tyler Klumper.
Oh, just the dog, man. He's a dog. You know?
You got a pony. You got a dog.
I love it.
All right.
I've never met anyone who reminds me of a puppy more than Tyler Klumper.
All right, Jesse Welch.
Man, I don't know him.
All right.
I don't know him very well. Wait, he's the Phenom, right?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I've watched him racing like his whole life. You know, he's always been so good, and I just remember him wearing the yellow, killing it, the Phenom. You know, but like when you first said it, I just thought of mustache, but that's just because that's what Andre said.
I love it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Petey Peters.
Petey Peters, man. Oh, I love this guy. Yo, Petey. Hey, it reminds me of BMX camp when I was 11 years old. Okay, so when I was 11, novice, or what's called like an intermediate, I went to this BMX camp. Wallwood, Florida, like in the middle of nowhere, and it was Percy Owens, him, and I think Chris Fernandez, who was the coach, and I was just probably a big headache for all of the instructors. But yeah, he pretty much, they taught me how to manual and they taught me how to jump, and I remember Petey Peters like, yo, actually, I always remember him wearing Dickies, right? Like riding in like Dickie pants and like Dickie shorts. And I actually stole that style from him. Like, cause I was like, man, that's really cool. And like, I was 11 then, but in 12 expert, I was rocking Dickies.
The funny thing, that was my question was, what's the story with the Petey Peters and Percy Owen camp? That's funny you shared that.
Was it?
It was the question.
Dude, I'm sure there's tons of stories because, yo, I went to that camp twice, man, and it was fun. Like, it was pretty fun, and you know, it was cool to get to ride with Percy Owens and Chris Fernandez and Petey Peters, and like, you know, and they were all. Oh, and Harrison Britt actually was an instructor too. I'm not sure if you guys know him, but like, it was a whole lot of shenanigans.
So, I hung out with Petey when I met you at the state championship final, right?
Yeah.
One night. And I don't doubt you don't have at least 1,000 stories because I myself have at least going over and under 25 stories in the like 9 hours I hung out with him and Brian Fell that weekend.
Oh, I bet. You know, but I was also 11, right? So I was 11 years old when I met him at BMX camp. So it wasn't too many crazy stories other than like, I don't even know. Just get in trouble with the Boy Scouts, I guess.
All right, we'll move on to the next one. Go ahead, Damon.
Percy Owens.
Percy Owens?
Yeah.
Dude, Florida legend, dude. The O Show, the Spider-Man, dude. Like, hey, he literally taught me how to manual. He literally taught me how to jump. Like, Percy Owens, I mean, dude, he's still a legend to this day. He's out there coaching the kids at local Sarasota BMX with Joey Leto and, you know, Rain like last month. Like,
Percy Owens is the man.
All right. DL.
DL. Padrasto. That's my stepdaddy. like I don't know if you guys know this, but he's like my stepdad. Like, not because he ever dated my mom, but because so when I was a kid, I had some tough moments with my, childhood and my family and my dad. And there was a lot of times where, things were going really rough with my parents and really rough with my dad. And then, he would call my dad and say, hey, I need them for training this week, and I would, I'm 14, 15 years old. I spent a lot of time living at DL's house and just getting a break from my home life and, a break from my childhood to, just live a life of an athlete. And, he's, I've called him my stepdaddy ever since.
Hey, that impression was pretty good of him. Do it again.
It was good.
That was good.
Your DL impression is spot on.
We have tons of. Listen, buddy, you just got to get it done. You got to get it done.
Hey, buddy. I love that.
That's awesome.
Let's get it done.
I don't know how many times, he was, he really yelled at me like he was my dad sometimes.
I can see that.
But I deserved it every time, and I learned a lot from DL. He's probably the one who was the biggest influence in sparking my interest in training and fitness and exercise and, trying to be healthy. And it's really cool that, we got nothing but love for each other still to this day, every time I see him, I can't help it, just giving him a big hug and just thanking him for being my stepdad.
Yeah. Nice. All right, Melissa.
Jeremy Smith.
He's another father figure of me. Just Jay Smooth, man. He's pretty much everyone's dad. He's pretty much everyone's general. He's the one that keeps everybody on track and, not too chaotic and getting in trouble. Without Jeremy, shoot, I don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing, but it wouldn't be as good as where I'm at now.
All right. How about Amanda Carr?
Another legend, just a Florida legend. That curly hair and afro, I love her hair. And I love, and Charlotte BMX is awesome. She does such an amazing job at, her and Sean Leahy really do an amazing job at Charlotte BMX. And it gets better every single year. And, she's just a really awesome person. Nice. It's really cool to see the awesomeness coming out of Charlotte BMX.
All right, we got two more for you. Damon?
Brian Fell.
Another Florida legend. Oh, man. I love that guy. He's kind of been in the background of my corner for a long time, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, even growing up riding for JNR, they had the MCS trailer right across from us all the time. And, when I was struggling with things of, just being a troubled 12, 13, 14-year-old kid and, not sure what I'm doing, it seems like his tent is always near mine. And, he's bringing me in there and just giving me good life advice since I was probably 12 years old. I've been seeing him at all the races. Just, he's got so many awesome ideas, so many good ideas where
yes, he does.
He sure does.
In a lot of ways, how Jeremy can just come through and put a little sprinkle on something and make it so much better. Brian has a touch like that too. He's really creative, especially with what he does with Mega Designs, he's really good at that, and he always has just the next best, coolest idea to take whatever I'm doing to the next level. So I'm going to give a good part of what success I have to Brian Fell being that kind of little angel or devil, whatever you want to call it.
He's a little bit of both.
Hey, he's a little bit of both.
Sometimes a devil, but sometimes an angel, but pointing me in a good direction to, with good intentions, which, yeah, I love Brian Fell.
Just don't put him behind the wheel of a Lincoln Town Car.
Yeah.
No.
See, you laughed at
or
him.
dare him to get naked.
Yeah.
We're not going there.
We heard about that too.
Yeah.
That's a family show.
He will.
We got one more for you. You ready?
Okay.
All right, Andre LaCroix.
Oh, the bud.
Yeah, I love Andre, man. He's felt like almost like my little brother, my little cousin. Where like, yo, when he first started coming around, I didn't really know how young he was. And when he first started coming around, I was pretty much out of my mind completely. So like, you know, he's seen a lot of stages and a lot of phases of myself throughout my life, you know, and you know, he's just one of the most loving, caring, like for the team kind of people, man. And you know, another person I love. You know, his family's awesome. You know, his mom's awesome. He's a really cool sister. Dad's cool, and you know, he's a good person to have in the sport as well. You know, like he does a lot of really good things with, you know, the local track out at Tampa BMX. You know, and he's really good with kids. You know, he's really good with kids, and you know, and he's really good with parents, and you know, he's got a wonderful heart. You know, like, you know, if there's one thing I can say about Andre is like, I love that kid's heart.
Nice. All right, we're going to move in to our lightning round here. All right, and lightning round is we're just going to toss some things out that are not rider specific at all. All right, so these are just going to be straight up. We're going to throw something out and
same rules though, right?
Same rules. Yep. And we want to make sure that everyone knows that the lightning round is brought to you by brandedpopups.com. The mission at brandedpopups.com is to provide a fan brand supporter with the opportunity to purchase a branded pop-up style tent canopy of your favorite company. Make sure you check them out. We're going to put a link in the chat, but you can find them at www.brandedpopups.com. And before we jump in, I have a late entry on the name association. It came in last minute, and it's by the sponsor. So, Gary Robertson.
That's my mom right there. Hey, Gary Robertson is just the ultimate BMX mom, right? So he's like, so a lot of people don't know, he's my manager as well as like one of my closest friends and closest people. So when myradar first contacted me on Facebook, you know, to, you know, see what to do for a sponsor, I had no idea what to say. And, you know, and at the time I was, you know, just healing up from injury, but I was a personal trainer at a gym, and I was his trainer, and I knew he had some experience dealing with sponsors for as far as like stock car racing, and he dealt with somebody in NASCAR. So I asked him, you know, hey, what do I say? And we've built like a 10-year partnership, man, where he literally just helps me with so many different aspects of my life. And we call him BMX, you know, our BMX mom, because it's like, yo, without that dude, I'm almost confident I would be in prison or, you know, dead, you know, like, you know, or before I met this dude, I didn't even realize I had to pay taxes, right? Like, you know, like I was driving illegally. I had no like insurance on my car. My car wasn't registered. Like I was practically an illegal immigrant when I was like 19 years old. And he came into my life and he's just like, what do you mean you don't pay taxes? Like, wait, what do you mean you don't have insurance? You drove here, you know what I mean? And like, so like he kind of just like took my mom figure and like, you know, and helped me adult, you know, and he still helps me, like, you know, I'm still figuring out taxes, right? You know, like he still helps me with my taxes. And, you know, when it's at the BMX race, he's the one that has everything together, you know, other than Jeremy's always together with everything that he does. But like, you know, Gary comes with the snacks, Gary comes with the waters, he comes with the, you know, like all of the good comforts the mom should bring, right?
Awesome.
He's the track mom.
All right.
Or yeah, he is like the Aker Brand BMX mom.
Perfect. All right, here we go. Lightning round, and we're going to have Damon start us off. Take it away, Damon.
Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite what?
Favorite movie of all time.
Oh, dude. The Departed.
Ooh, good answer.
Good one.
Or Avatar.
Another good one.
Okay.
All right.
Doctor Strange is good too. And I don't even watch movies, but like I'll watch a movie every like 6 years.
All right.
What's your favorite television show?
I
don't know. I don't watch television.
All right, fair enough.
Hey, good. Hey, that's
Give me your
the
favorite
answer.
book or yo, I watched Dexter. Dexter was pretty cool.
Oh man, now you're talking Melissa's
Breaking
language.
Bad. I seen Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was cool.
All right.
Now you got to go watch the second Dexter. On
I
HBO.
probably won't.
Anyways. All right. Favorite snack or junk food?
This is a hard one.
Yo, my favorite snack is like anything growing in my yard.
All right.
Like,
Nice.
I like it.
some bananas or papayas. Junk food, yo, I love chocolate. Like,
Okay.
yo,
Okay.
like if it's not natural and growing, like that's my favorite. But like chocolate, like I can't say no to. If you come here with a chocolate anything, I like it.
You're eating it. All right.
Yeah.
Hey.
What was the last thing you Googled?
Last thing I googled.
Yeah.
Let me look. I think. Actually, I know. I'm looking for an engineer.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep. Trying to hire an engineer.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right. What's your favorite city you've ever visited, and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. I like that. I like that question. Favorite city I ever visited. Do you know what's one of the most underrated cities is St. Petersburg, Florida? You know, and I kind of grew up in St. Pete in a lot of ways, but I think St. Pete is one of the coolest cities, and I feel bad saying that because I'm from here. But Nijmegen in Netherlands was pretty cool. Like everybody's just on bikes, and like the whole town is just made for bikes. It's like inconvenient if you have a car, and like it doesn't matter. Like you see people in business suits riding their bikes to their business meetings. You see babes on bikes. Like everybody's on bikes. So Nijmegen was pretty cool.
All right. That's good.
Favorite frame material: aluminum, steel, or carbon?
I've been liking the aluminum frame. You know, like I rode a chromoly frame. You know, I told you that Syndicate bike, and they feel so good on the track, but they're just not that fast. And then I went to the carbon frame, a Carbon Speedco, which was really cool. But even after riding a Carbon Speedco, I actually end up buying an aluminum Stay Strong. And then that's, Jeremy got on Stay Strong, and then that's what ended up giving me the hookup with Stay Strong.
Okay.
And now I'm on DK, which is aluminum. So, if price wasn't an option, if sponsor wasn't an option, I'd probably pick an aluminum frame.
All right. Your favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple.
All right.
And meat.
We should have tracked that because pineapple comes up a lot.
Well, you can go back and watch all the shows. Damon, your question.
If you have not done BMX, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't doing, I'd probably be in jail, dude.
All right.
Honestly.
Honest
Yeah,
answer.
that is an honest
I
answer.
mean, I'd probably be in prison. I don't know. If I wasn't doing BMX, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Farming?
Okay.
There you go.
That's a good answer.
Farming or hunting or fighting? I don't know.
Forging.
All right. Do you like sweet or salty?
Both.
Okay.
Same time.
Pie or cake? Probably neither.
Pie or cake? Depends which one's chocolate.
Okay. All right. Chocolate, one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I know the answer to the next one.
Favorite guilty pleasure?
Favorite guilty pleasure?
Besides chocolate.
Favorite guilty pleasure?
Watching a movie, probably eating chocolate at the same time.
No.
It's not movies.
Yeah.
Books.
Books.
Oh, jeez. I don't feel guilty about books, but I do love books. I don't know. Jeremy, what's my favorite guilty pleasure?
Jeremy.
Probably nothing we're allowed to say on here. That's
It is getting later, so. All right. Well, we're going to imply that guilty pleasure and move on.
You prefer Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Instagram. I don't all my stuff goes on Facebook, but I don't actually use the app very much.
I understand.
All right. Apple or Android?
Apple.
All right.
All right. What talent do you wish you had?
What?
What talent do you wish you had?
What talent, dude? Dude, like Jeremy's dad, Larry, is one of the most impressive men I've ever met in my life. Like this dude can do it all. Like I'm not even kidding. Like drywall, like with the roof, like anything that was wrong, like he knew how to fix it. You know what I mean? Like,
we got a Larry like that.
Like building or construction or carpentry, like whatever you want to call that.
Like a handyman. All right.
He's a jack of all trades. They call him.
That's a talent I wish I had.
It's a good one.
Okay,
All right.
I like it.
Damon?
Flats or clips?
Or singing. Dude, if I could sing, I'd get any babe in the world. That'd be a dream.
All right.
That's a true story.
Flats or clips?
100%.
Definitely flats. But I just got on clips. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I rode flats for over the past year. And since my shoulder popped out a couple weeks ago, I went on to clips for two reasons. One is I was getting ready. I've been craving some speed. So I've been wanting to go fast. So I clipped in just recently. And also, when you're clipped in, it's actually a lot less pressure on your shoulder. When you're on flats, things are slower. So you really got to do all these movements with your upper body more. So I actually just got on clips for the first time in over a year, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But if I'm going to choose one, I'd ride flats.
Okay. We got 3 more questions. All right. So this one, what's one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you?
Probably that I love reading.
Okay. All right.
Maybe
That's
that
good.
I love reading or stuff with plants, trees and nature and stuff like that. Yeah.
What was your first job?
My first
paid job. First paid
I worked
job.
at when I was 16, I worked at a steel manufacturing company, making steel trusses. And I was actually this job was so illegal for a 16-year-old to have. but I was making steel trusses and I was the only white person. It was me and 15 Mexicans and one black dude. And it was a sweet job. I was getting paid $10 an hour, but it was me and the black dude, Ernest, were the only ones that spoke English. And then the rest was just all, Mexicans and I think a couple of Guatemalans, but it was pretty sweet. And then I, built the steel trusses and then I actually delivered them too. So I, drove a dually truck and pulled a trailer.
Grotesque labor violation right there.
All over and delivered this. So just working with power tools and delivering this steel. But then I fell asleep while driving and they didn't let me drive anymore.
All right. Here's your last one. All right.
All right. So, Will, what is your favorite Wednesday night live streaming BMX show?
All things BMX, dude.
All right.
My man.
Nobody's gotten it wrong
Barely a
yet.
question.
Yeah, it's crazy. No one gets it wrong. I always make sure it's on the screen too. All right. Well,
Somebody's gonna someday they're gonna come up with something.
so you're more than welcome to hang out with us the rest of the show. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. If you got to cut it and take care of some things at home, you're more than welcome to. But before, what I'd like to do is hand it over to you so you can say any thanks or shout outs. Again, you're more than welcome to hang out with us. We're going to do our Newsmaker segment, our trivia segment, birthday segment, and showcase segment. And but before we do that, I want to make sure I toss it over to you to give your shout outs and thanks before we move on.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks. Yeah, dude, I just want to give a shout out to you guys, man. Doing this show, dude, I think it's so awesome, man. And I think it's good for the sport. I think it's good for BMX, and we're all part of BMX. We are just the individuals of this whole community, the better one of us does, the better all of us does, So, I'm really grateful for you guys to be putting on this show and creating really cool content and, just bringing more excitement to the sport of BMX racing, which we all love, and, of course, other than you guys, it's, MyRadar and, Aker Brand and, Jeremy Smith, Gary Robertson, I don't even want to start going with the names because there's so many people, but, just thank you for everybody who's in the sport of BMX. And thank you for everybody who's contributed anything to the sport, if that's just, $3 for a practice night, or, showing up to a clinic or showing up, doing some races or, volunteering, shout out to every person, corner marshal or who's running the gate, all the track directors around the country, like people don't realize like how hard these track directors work to keep these tracks riding, and they don't get enough love and they don't get enough credit. So I definitely want to give a huge shout out to every track director in the sport, because without them, like, we're all riding our backyard. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. A lot of people don't realize, like you said, they don't realize what goes into running a BMX track. There's
it's a lot
to it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, again, thank you, and we more welcome to hang out with us. Jump in, talk kind of through the newsmaker segment.
I'm probably gonna get ready for bed, man. I'm not gonna lie; it's kind of past my bedtime.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much.
Yes,
we appreciate
thank
you taking
you.
time.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Justin. I really appreciate it.
Nice to meet you. We'll see you soon in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks,
Okay.
Will. Thanks for the time, man.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Take care.
All right. Well, now we're going to move in to our BMX Newsmaker segment, and it's brought to you by our new sponsors, the good people over there at 110% Nutrition. How awesome is that? All right, and this week's news segment, we've got plenty of stuff that we're going to be bringing you, and we're going to start it off with what's going on over in Akron, Ohio this weekend. We got the the whole shot 30 and over flat pedal open. That is a big title right there. So you guys make sure you're there checking this out. And again, this is going to be going on this weekend, Saturday, September 10th. Registration is from 3 to 5 with a race ASAP. This event will be added to the Strange Bird Open portion of the Double District Point State Final. Yeah. That's a mouthful, ladies and gentlemen.
What is a Strange Bird Open?
You're gonna have to go online and check it out.
Check that out.
And then they've also got the 30 and over men and ladies classes. Custom podium awards brought to you by Gate 9 Plates, and they're really cool looking. The link I'm going to put in the chat will take you over so you can actually see the awards. So very, very cool awards. I'm telling you, just go check it out. They're really, really cool. What else do we got going on that weekend? All riders that participate, all riders will make the main event in the open race. And if you guys were signed up before, you won't be charged again. If you want to get in and you didn't do it the first time, you missed out. No problem at all. They're going to move you guys over to this race, all right? So you didn't miss out. You still got time this weekend. Make sure you check it out. And again, going down this weekend, Akron, Ohio, it's your 30 and over whole shot flat pedal open race. So that's going to be a good time. Sure, we'll get a report back from, hopefully from Mr. Billy on how everything went down this weekend.
That's right in his backyard.
It is. All right, and our next bit of news.
Here we go.
You
Carly Kane Clinic. Toledo Speedway BMX. We're getting excited for
Quit reading it.
BMX Pro Carly Kane's Race Clinic. Thursday and Friday. Well, I need to read the times and stuff. All right, so check this out. So there's special all-girls clinic on Friday. So the schedule is actually Thursday. 4 to 6 is ages 12 and under. And then from 6 until 8 o'clock is ages 13 and over. That's Thursday. Now, Friday, which would be the 9th, right? We're going to have 4 to 6 is all girls ages 18 and under. Only girls. And then from 6 to 8 o'clock is a men's and women's 20 and over. So these are kind of broken up into age groups here. This is pretty cool. So check out the links in the chat to get signed up. And for more information, you can also go to their Facebook page.
I got the link for more information in the chat first. Yep. And I'm going to put the registration link in there because you can join Mike Mag and myself Friday night in the 20 and over fossil clinic. And we'll get a little report back next week on how everything went.
Yeah. What time did it start? 6 o'clock.
Yeah, man, you could go, Chris.
Hey,
You can make it, Chris.
You know what?
It ain't like you got nothing
Don't
to do
say
on
it
Friday.
and don't do it, bro. Don't say it and don't do it.
I might have to fly down there.
Oh, yeah, right. All right. Our next bit of news Melissa's going to let you guys know about.
Yeah, well, they're still running this limited time only purchase on the Orca. You buy one of those, and you will be able to receive a 16 or a 20-inch park bike for free. We're putting the link in the chat.
Very cool. And on to our next little bit of news here. We got the, and this is going to, Damon, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I got it. The Battle of the Bay Pro Series race in Florida is going down this weekend. Let's see. The series is for all pros and amateurs, whole shot awards, team racing, amateur racing, the race awards, plus overall awards to all that qualify. September 9th is going to be at Tampa. September 10th at Triple Creek. That's in the morning. And then in the afternoon, the evening, is going to be at Oldsmar. And then on September 11th, Sarasota BMX. So save the dates. Make sure you get down there. 4 tracks, 2 days, good racing. Well, 3 days. I'm sorry, 4 tracks, 3 days, good racing. Make sure you be there.
Yeah, man, that's going to be a good time. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to do trivia, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Here we go.
It's time.
T-shirt.
Sorry.
You're
We were
pretty good
muted.
on the hat.
That whole time?
Well, it was because of the ad, so I had to mute us on the ad.
Oh.
Oops.
Well, that
Okay.
ad was awesome.
It was.
That's what we were saying.
Damn. Okay. Well, anyways, you
Do-over.
guys saw what I flashed.
Supercross hat from.
You hang out with us, you know how this works. And there's your backpack. All right. So the question is, I would like you to name 2 out of the 3 persons inducted into the BMX Hall of Fame in 1986. Got to have 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
Yep. There were 3 people inducted in 1986.
That was 36 years ago.
What?
Just read D'Artonia's comment.
Does it say Tom Brady?
It does now.
Real funny, guys.
Oh, God. All right. What year was that one again?
1986.
I don't even have a guess. This is for the Hall of Fame.
You know what year? That's the year I graduated high school.
School was 11 years later.
I have a clue if I need it, but I don't need it yet.
Man, wow. All right. Well, you guys are trying to Google or get on the USA BMX website. Chris,
Hey, don't give them any help.
Good luck finding it.
That's a good price.
Like, I've got it bookmarked because like it's kind of buried to get to the Hall of Fame, but they did a really good job on the website when you get to it.
All right.
And having it all broke down.
So whoever wants that gift pack, start digging.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. Next week. Oh, you already got it up there.
There you go.
All right. So check this out. We got, I guess he's retired now, professional BMX racer and actor, Mr. Matt Polkamp is going to join us next week. So we'll get all his info and latest what he's into today and his whole racing story. We'll get all that next week, next Wednesday, the 14th of September.
He's actually got a lot of movies he's done.
Yeah.
He has. All right. And we're going to do a quick couple of commercials, come back. We'll go through the showcase and find our winner. And then for the part you've all waited for, Chris taking care of you guys on the birthdays.
Come on.
All right.
world. The best value in the world on bikes, parts, and equipment.
That your hat can't fit you. Either I'm with you or.
Hey.
All right, we are back. DJ Damon taking care of us on that. All right, and it is time, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to jump in to our showcase segment. And we want to thank Answer BMX for being the sponsor of our showcase segment. Thank you, Answer BMX. And we got a lot going on this week in the showcase, so we're going to get through this for you guys, and because there's a lot going on in BMX, which is a good thing.
It sure is. Hey, if you have something you want featured in the showcase, email us at info@allthingsbmxshow.com. And
there you go.
We're going to talk Dirty Knobs Podcast, hosted by Hollywood Mike Miranda, Eric Carter, and James Vicente. They're going to bring you behind-the-scenes stories from guests from back in the day. They have episode number 12. Man, they're already on 12. Dropping this coming Sunday, September the 11th. BMX legend Stu Thompson.
Going to be a good one. Make sure you guys tune in.
Check it out.
They also have a special live show.
That's right, this weekend.
Coming up at the Frog Classic?
Frogtown Classic out there.
Yeah. I believe they're going to be talking to the show buddy, our buddy, Tracer Finn.
Very cool.
No, they're going to be doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I think Beer Budget's going to be out there too.
They are.
Yeah.
So those guys will probably hook up and do some stuff. Who knows? But yeah, go check them out. Dirty Knobs Podcast.
All right, the ladies are at it again. The Moms Talk BMX podcast. Maybe I should be muted. It might be better. The most recent episode is titled Super Mom with Nadia Harless. And this is where the ladies are going to chat with this mom about nationals, volunteering, and so much more. So go check them out.
Oh, man. They've been putting out a lot of content lately, too. And, Beer Budget BMX Show. It's BMX only live streaming open forum discussing hot topics, news, teams, tracks, riders, Frogtown Classic, and more BS than you can shake a stick at. If you haven't checked them out yet, make sure you guys do. They got a brand new set. It actually looks really freaking cool. Of course, Rick would be the one guy that can find it on the side of the road at a baseball stadium. I think he said it was at a baseball stadium.
It was at the 49ers Stadium.
Or the 49ers Stadium, and then take that bad boy home. Ladies and gentlemen, though, if you haven't tuned into the Beer Budget Show and you're wondering what it's like, I'm going to tell you what. It's locked, it's loaded, and it's reloaded with higher Wi-Fi speeds, higher than Melissa was with her contact buzz at Saturday's Wu-Tang concert.
And that's high.
Is no joke.
That's some serious stuff going down.
There was a good breeze coming.
It was
between that and the what was I drinking? The Bud Light seltzer.
You just called it bitch beer to the cashier.
It was a bitch beer. I misheard her when we were checking out, and I was like, "Excuse me, did you just call that a bitch beer?" She was like, "Oh no, I said witch beer," and I'm like, "I like bitch beer better." And then that was it.
It was yeah.
The Budweiser and the bitch beer.
That was a good time.
Excuse me. Wait a minute. They think you're talking about me.
Right. Yeah, well, no.
Yeah. Again, you guys make sure you don't miss it. Beer Budget BMX show hitting harder than Macho Man's domestic assault cases each and every Saturday night. Tune in, turn up, and tear the knobs off.
Oh, Lord.
Is that like a throwback to Dirty Knobs? Are you tying them all in now?
Nah, actually, it came from the radio station I worked on.
Yeah.
It's like, tune in, turn on, and tear the knobs, or turn up and tear the knobs. Probably not.
Well, they have now.
They did now. Good point, Melissa. Now they know.
Now they know. And knowing.
According
to G.I. Joe is.
Knowing's half the battle. Damon, you want to let them know about...
make sure you check out Lane 8 Podcast. That's right, Lane 8 Podcast. This week's episode, Dr. Jason Richards.
Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson. Close enough. Whatever.
Let's not get that name wrong. We're trying to book him on the show.
Right?
Take two.
Dr. Jason Richardson. All right, there we go. BMX educator, sports physical.
Psychologist.
Yeah. Okay.
Psychologist?
Close enough. Whatever.
Yeah.
220, 221. Whatever.
2021.
All right. That's Lane 8 Podcast. With your host, Todd Wilson. So make sure you check him out. Link is in the chat.
All right. And then we got a new person here into our showcase segment. I'm going to give some shout out to Bossman Racing Vlog. And he's kind of local to us, kind of out of the northern Ohio area. And we're going to drop his link in here. You guys go check it out. He puts a lot of time into his editing, and he goes around and films a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of content. The guy dropped three vlogs from just Louisville alone.
From Derby City?
Yeah, and but he also has in there, it's just not always races. He's got training tips. He's got all kinds of things in there. So
Clothing.
Wow.
Yeah, he talks about his clothing.
He's the pedal guy, right?
Yes.
You ever see people walking around at the Nationals or anywhere really with the really cool hats that just say giant letters pedal?
Yeah.
That's him.
That's him. And he has his race team, Elbows Out. LBO.
Nice.
Elbows
Got a lot
out.
going on.
Yeah, so he's got a lot going on, and the guy puts a lot of work. Again, I go back to this. He puts a lot of work into what he's doing when it comes to the vlog. So make sure you guys go check him out. The link's in there. Check him out. It's a great one to follow.
Okay, I'll check that one out. I haven't seen that one yet. I want to have to go check that one out. Yeah. All right. So, hey, if you have a podcast, a live stream, a vlog, something you print, and you want us to talk about it here on the show, send us an email, info@allthingsbmxshow.com, and we will take care of that. Get it on here.
All right, Melissa, you got a winner?
I do.
You got a winner.
I have a lot of mismatch, but only one person that actually. Well, wait, hold on.
Got it all
Cardoza
together.
might have too, but he's in the UK, so
he's 5 hours ahead of us. He doesn't count.
And he went to bed.
Right. That's right, and he went to bed. Actually, the first person to give me 2 correct answers, as requested, was Sean Gifford of Dye Job Apparel. So, in honor of the cruise, which is how many days away, Chris?
11.
The 3 gentlemen that were inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1986 were Harry Larry. I just lost. I just totally forgot. Skip Hess. And Stu Thompson, who is our guest speaker on the cruise.
Mighty Mo's BMX cruise.
Yeah, so Sean had given me Harry Larry and Stu Thompson. So Robert said Harry and Skip, so he just came in later.
Very good.
So I'll add this to your prize box there, Sean. I feel like I have something else for Remy in my.
Keep adding that up.
I think there's some. I think Remy's got a package in there too that hasn't gone out yet. So
I got to mail him something tomorrow anyway, so I'll take it to him and send them to him.
Well, there's a whole bunch.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we're going to bring you one of the most sought after segments in the show, hosted by your own Chris Beer, the man with the broken helicopter. Birthdays are brought to you by our good friends at On Two Wheels. And we got a few of them this week.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, take it away.
Here we go. So if you're celebrating this week, you are celebrating with Nate Bador. Oh, John Purse. Check that out. There's a little BMX royalty going on there. Brian Crow. George Goodall. Jeff Whitaker. Molan Adams. How's that?
Better than I was getting.
Milan.
I would say probably Milan. But that's
All right. Todd Slavic. Whoops. I just screwed up my list here. Oh, there we go. Chris Gravelli. Joe Doherty. Hey, host of the BMX in Your Blood podcast. What? Is that wrong?
Nope.
Yeah.
We're just thinking of the next one.
I'm thinking of the next one. He was he opened the show.
Yeah. Connor Blaskowski.
Well, you couldn't get any worse than that, but good attempt.
All right, so how's it go?
Blasic.
Blasic?
Yeah.
You get that out of...
Blasic.
All right, so here's how... Well, if you saw the beginning of the show, you see how it's spelled. But
Well, it's on the screen right now.
Well, that's true, I guess. Whatever. All right.
As soon as I can get a computer that can handle more than 3 cameras, we're getting a Chris Cam for the announcing of birthdays.
It's good you can't see me right now because I got this thing's up in front of my face anyway.
Oh, so will the camera. If I knew a way to access the camera on your iPad and put it right in the show right now, it would be money.
I'd put my thumb on
I could spin my camera around and show everybody from the back how it is, how it's looking.
No, it's okay. DJ Fowler Berlin.
Yep.
All right, so it's not DJ Fowler from Berlin. It's Fowler Berlin.
Again, I copy and paste them right from Facebook.
Okay. This one I should be able... Steve Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Ramsberg.
Yep.
Richard Hovard. And Aaron Bolson. How's that? If you have a birthday.
Burleson. That was Burleson.
What did I say?
There was our birthday guy right there. Connor himself.
There we go. So, hey, if you have a birthday and you want me to totally...
You don't remember Nate Burleson that played for the Lions? I don't know why I just asked this. No one remembers anyone that plays for the Lions.
Oh, we know all kinds of people that played for the Lions. Charlie Batch played for the Lions.
Okay, so you're the one person in Michigan that would have said that name, other than Barry Sanders.
Well, yeah. Matthew Stafford.
We don't.
Scott
We
Mitchell.
don't speak that name anymore here in Michigan.
What, Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, we don't speak of him.
Hey,
Damn.
he's on tomorrow night, man. Thursday Night Football, first
There you
game of the
go.
year.
It's on Amazon this year.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Yeah, you got to be on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Well.
If you guys have a birthday and you're not friends with me on Facebook, you can send it to what email, Chris?
info@allthingsbmxshow.com.
That's right.
The place nobody has the guts to send an email to. How's that?
That's right.
I'm just trying to get somebody to send.
I got one birthday in there, and we've got some of the news. All right, guys, I want to say thanks for joining this evening. We really appreciate it. It's a good time.
Oh, man.
And you guys don't forget, next week, man, Matt Polkamp.
Yeah, Matt Polkamp next week. Will Grant, thank you, sir. We appreciate your time. Everybody, check out the live stream sponsored by Mega Design Group. Podcast version, Dye Job Apparel. We'll see you next Wednesday night. God bless you. Have a great week.